Good day, ma'am. I am Eva Mayas MALOLOY-ON, and my assigned tribe is Tagalog tribe. The Tagalogs are members of an ethnic group inhabiting the central part of the island of Luzon in the Philippines. The Philippine Revolution, 1896 to 1898, the first organized revolt against Western colonial rule in Asia, started in the Tagalog region, hence it was sometimes referred to by the Spanish as the Tagalog War. With the seat of the Spanish government established in Manila, the Tagalog provinces also absorbed more influences from Spain compared to other regions in the country. The Tagalog province of Laguna is where the country's national hero Dr. Jose Rizal was born. Known for his intellectual physical prowess, Rizal was an expert practitioner of arnis di mano, the most popular term for Filipino martial arts or FMA in the Tagalog region. The word Taga meant native inhabitant, and Tagalog was apparently a contraction of Taga-Ilog, or river dweller, presumably in extension from Taga-Bundok, or mountain dwellers between Nagarlan Laguna and Lamon Bay. Though they spoke the same language, wrote William Henry Scott on the etymology of the term Tagalog in his book Barangay 16th Century Philippine Culture and Society. Warriorship of Tagalog people. The Tagalogs before their conversion to Catholicism were as warlike as any of the other ethnic tribes in the Philippines. A part of Scott's book reads, "Heads were brought back as trophies of war." When the Spaniards invade Batangas towns, they often found enemy heads impaled on stakes, and bayubay meant to hang the heads of the vanquished on long bars, as these natives used to do. Pugot and Sumbali meant to cut the head off, and Tungol or Bungol was to grab someone from behind and cut his throat. Perhaps the EVA, a dagger wide and flat at the end, was a weapon designed for head taking. So before the War of Tagalog, mm, when they brought back the heads of their enemies from the war, it means victory for them, and their trophies are the head of their enemies. Folk Catholicism is endemic in many far-flung Tagalog provinces even today. It is highly probable that folk Catholicism in the region may have come about as a result of the various religious influences absorbed by the Tagalogs through the ages. An excellent work on the subject is the book The Samahan of Papagad, Tradition and Conversion in a Tagalog Peasant Religious Movement by cultural anthropologist Robert S. Love. A part of Love's book reads, "The cultural anthropologist, the Christianity of the poorest strata of Tagalog society in eastern Laguna province is discovered to have little to do with the Roman Catholic Church as an institution. Rather, the focus of religious experience is the home in the village on the peripheries of the town. The inspiration is both tradition and that which is Tagalog, and the carrier par excellence of that tradition is the religious samahan, cults, brotherhoods or social movements led by traditional curers, which at once embody and interpret or make meaningful a more generalized religious sentiment. The acquisition of anting-anting, an object believed to possess magical powers, is still practiced among members of such Tagalog cults. One Samahan member whom Love interviewed narrates, "Any man who gets the amulet of this impinitud Diyos, provided that he knows how to serve it and feed it with prayers, is a fearlessly brave man, or barakong lalaki, virile or potent male." This impinitud Diyos amulet was made long before by the Jesuit priest to be used as protection in shootout. So they believe that this anting-anting still exists on their on their tribes. And one of their samahan member na nagsasabi na kung sino man yung makahawak ng Impinito Diyos na amulet ay dapat marunong gumamit at magbigay ng prayers sa anting-anting na yon. Once na magkaroon ka noon ay they believe also nga pag meron kang anting-anting, ito ay ginagamit sa protection in shootout. Once meron ka nito, although matatamaan ka pero hindi ka matatablan. That is their beliefs. Now is the Tagalog culture. Tagalog culture is considered to be the most westernized of all Filipino ethnic groups. Tagalog culture is influenced particularly by Spanish, Chinese, and American culture traditions. So, ang Tagalog culture ay na-impluwensyahan ng Spanish, Chinese, and American culture. First, cultures and traditions, we have the bayanihan. The bayanihan spirit pervades among the Tagalogs. This spirit is best shown during their wake for dead. Example, in Marikina, Metro Manila, right after a person breathed his last, his neighbors would build a shed of canvas or split bamboo in his yard or on the street fronting his home, and put long wooden benches for all condolers. Throughout the several days of the wake, those who stay with the family of the deceased are served lunch. In the evening, they are served coffee, rice cakes, or sandwiches. The immediate family members of the deceased do not do anything during this time. Everything is done for them by their relatives, neighbors, and friends, including monetary contributions to help the family. Much work in the community is often accomplished through bayanihan, such as building a nipa hut, house repairing, moving a small nipa house from one barrio to another, planting rice and harvesting palay, and preparing food for feast. Willing friends and relatives whose services have been engaged are not paid but are given free lunch and snacks. Free service is extended, hoping that when they need help, they can readily ask those they have previously helped. So dito sa bayanihan, it talks about sa during kung may patay sa inyong community. So, yung family na namatayan is hindi sila yung gumagawa ng mga gawain. Ang gumagawa nito ay ang mga members, the relatives, the neighbors and friends, or yung mga kakilala nila sa community. So, sa bayanihan naman nito, ito yung famous or yung kilala ng mga Tagalog na ginagawa nila. For example, the moving of small nipa house from one barrio to another. Yung planting rice, and harvesting palay. So, kung sino lang yung willing na tutulong sa kanila, yun lang yung pwedeng tumulong. Kasi free service ito. And yung mga tumulong sa kanila, they are not paid by money. But they are given free lunch or snacks. Kumbaga, hindi sila binibigyan ng kung ano-ano. Then, yung tumulong sa kanila, they are hoping na kapag sila naman yung nangangailangan ng tulong, they can really ask for those they have previously helped. Maaari silang humingi ng tulong doon sa first na tinulungan nila. Next is spirituality. Bathala worship, Islam, and Catholicism all have taken roots in the Tagalog region, with the latter leaving the most profound influence. It is safe to surmise that indoctrination and Catholic teachings had done much in taming the warlike character of the Tagalogs, a supposition that applies to other ethnic tribes in the Philippines as well. What are their beliefs? Their religion is Christianity, but some follow Islam. Some Tagalogs believe in traditional healers or herb men called albularyo, who heal them from their illnesses. Many also believe in mythical creatures like aswang, multo, and maligno. So in Tagalog, their religion is Christianity, but merong iba na nagfa-follow ng Islam. So in Tagalog, they believe in traditional healers or what we call albularyo. Na once the person na hindi malaman yung sakit nila sa doktor, they go to albularyo para malaman kung ano ang sakit at maaaring mapagamot ito. So these are the prayer points of Tagalogs, or in Roman Catholic. Scripture prayers for the Tagalog in Philippines. Pray to God for the healing of their illnesses and diseases, and pray to God to have a good life. Roman Catholicism. Roman Catholicism first arrived in Tagalog areas in the Philippines during the 16th century when the Spanish toppled the polities of Tondo and Manila in the Pasig River. They later on imposed the European religion and tried to replace the shamanistic belief systems of the natives. By the 18th century, majority of Tagalogs have adhered to Roman Catholicism. However, the shamanistic beliefs and other indigenous belief systems of Tagalog were passed down secretly by the natives to the younger generations, effectively preserving their beliefs of creatures and supernatural crafts. In present time, the majority of Tagalogs continue to adhere to Roman Catholicism. The biggest Catholic procession in the Philippines is currently the Pista ng Itim na Nazareno, or Feast of the Black Nazarene, which is dominantly Tagalog in nature. So in Roman Catholicism, when they imposed the European religion, they tried to replace the shamanistic beliefs or yung mga indigenous beliefs ng mga natives. But, however, yung mga shamanistic beliefs or other indigenous beliefs are secretly passed to the younger generations, and still, pinapreserve pa din nila yung mga beliefs or creatures and mga supernaturals ng mga natives nila. And as for now, in the present time, the Tagalogs continue to adhere to Roman Catholicism, and meron silang procession na tinatawag nila Pista ng Itim na Nazareno, which is held every 9th of January. Next is the burial practices. The Tagalog people had numerous burial practices prior to Spanish colonization and Catholic introduction. These practices include, but not limited to, tree burials, cremation burials, sarcophagus burials, and underground burials. In rural areas of Cavite, trees are used as burial places. The dying person chooses the tree beforehand, thus, when he or she becomes terminally ill or is evidently going to die because of old age, a hut is built close to the said tree. The deceased corpse is then entombed vertically inside the hollowed-out tree trunk. Before colonization, a statue known as Likha is also entombed with the dead inside the tree trunk. In Pila, Laguna, a complex cremation burial practice existed, where the body is let alone to decompose first. It is then followed by a ritual performance. The body is burnt afterwards through cremation because, according to the belief of ancient people, the spirit is as clean as though washed in gold once the body is set on fire. Likha statues were also found in various cremation burial sites. Sa burial practices, the Tagalog people they have many burial practices. So these practices are the tree burials, cremation burials, the sarcophagus burials, and the underground burials. But Noon, yung ginagamit nila sa burial practices nila is yung entombed, yung nililibing ng tao under the ground. But now, as the Spanish colonization exists, they use these three burials, the cremation burials and the sarcophagus burials and underground burials at the same time. Next, we have belief on the soul and pangangaluluwa. The belief in the kaluluwa, a tradition called pangangaluluwa, sprang. The pangangaluluwa is a traditional Tagalog way of aiding ancestor spirits to arrive well in Maka. Means place where good spirits go, or to make ancestor spirits that may have been sent to kasanaan or kasamaan, or the place where bad spirits go. They have been given a chance to be cleansed and go to Maka. The tradition includes the peoples, which represents the kaluluwa of people who have passed on, and their oral tradition conducted through a recitation or song. The people also ask for alms for townsfolk, where the alms are offered to the kaluluwa afterwards. This tradition now absorbed even in the Christian beliefs of Tagalogs, is modernly held between October 27 to November 1, although it may be held on any day of the year if need be during the old days. So dito sa belief on the soul or pangangaluluwa, we have what we call the bad spirits, but they are be given a chance na ma-cleanse and go to Maka, or what we call the place where good spirits go. So they have a chance na ma-change or ma-cleanse yung mga spirits nila when they go to Maka. And also, these tradition are na-absorb ng mga Christians' beliefs sa mga in Tagalogs na nangyayari between October 27 to November 1, or what we call All Souls Day. Next, we have belief on dreams. The Tagalog people traditionally believe that when a person sleeps, he may or may not dream the omens of Bathala. The omens are either hazy illusions within a dream, the appearance of an omen creature such as tigmamanukan, or sightings from the future. The dream omens do not leave traces on what a person must do to prevent or let the dream come true, as it is up to the person to make the proper actions to prevent or make the dream come true. The omen dreams are only warnings and possibilities drafted by Bathala. Additionally, a person may sometimes encounter nightmares in dreams. There are two reasons why nightmares occur. The first is when the kakambal soul encounters a terrifying event while traveling from the body, or when a bangungot creature sits on top of the sleeping person in a bid of vengeance due to the cutting of her tree home. Majority in the nightmares are said to be due to the kakambal soul encountering terrifying events while traveling. So many Tagalog people believes on dreams. They have their own beliefs on dreams. Maybe it is good or bad. For example, they believe that when the person sleeps, maaaring makapanaginip or hindi about the signs that given by Bathala or God. And also, this dream have a possibilities na mangyari or hindi mangyayari, depende sa action ng person to prevent or to make the dream come true. The omen dreams are only warnings and possibilities drafted by Bathala. So ginagawa naman ito ni Bathala to give you warnings or mga possibilities in the future. So dito naman sa nightmares in dreams, or what we call bangungot, lots of people experience this. maybe because of their beliefs. They do not believe in God, but these dreams, oh my, pero maraming tao yung experience ng bangot, which the Tagalog people still believes. Next is about the art. Tagalog art is shown in literary pieces, usually in verse. Plays like the Pagbati, Karagatan, Tagayan, Pananapatan, Sabalan, and Tibaw are staged accompanied by songs and dances for different occasions. The Karagatan was a debate in verse which later became the Balagtasan. The dances and songs of the Tagalogs developed at almost the same time as the plays. The Balatong Dalit, Hilaw, Kutang-Kutang, Bulay, Indulanin, Kumintang, Salampate, Tagulalay, Subli, Barimbawi, and Tagayan are Tagalog music and dance examples. The needlework of the Dalagas of Luzon is a fascinating work of art. Handkerchiefs, centerpieces, tablecloths, blouses, and the Barong Tagalog have artistic designs. The women spend their leisure hours in embroidery, sewing, darning, knitting, crocheting, or lace making. Embroidery is used for decorating pillows, fine linen, and children's and ladies' wear. Lace is handmade and used to decorate undergarments, clothes, and handkerchiefs. Other ethnic groups inhabit central and southern Luzon, like the Hillings, proud, violent, and passionate people. The peace-loving Dumagats live in Nueva Ecija, Quezon, and Bulacan. Mindoro is the habitat of the Mangyans. They are by nature shy and peace-loving, well-developed in their sense of belongingness and ownership. So about sa art, the women are fascinated work of art. Um, Sila yung gumagawa ng mga handkerchiefs, mga centerpieces, tablecloths, and they spend their time sa pagnanahi. So that's the rule of women during Tagalog tribe. The Tagalog families are close-knit. Very often, a Tagalog prefers to stay with their family in his country, even if all other friends leave for greener pastures. It also customary for the married children to live with their parents and other married brothers and sisters. The Tagalogs are lovers of music. As they work in the fields, they sing to the accompaniment of guitar. They do not mind the long hours of work under the heat of the sun, and they plant rice as long as they are able to sing as they put their children to sleep off when selling goods in the market. So the Tagalogs, they be I their traditions once their child is ikinasal, still they will live with their parents and other married brothers and sisters. Also, the Tagalogs are lovers of music. Kahit in their works, kahit marami silang ginagawa, especially in harvesting palay, they don't mind the long hours of work kahit na, kahit napakainit na ng panahon because of they known as the lovers of music, they sing while they work. Next is the clothing or the attire of the Tagalog people during the colonization. The majority of Tagalogs before colonization wore garments woven by the locals, much of which sophisticated designs and techniques. In Tagalog clothing, especially among the gold-draped high society. High society members, which include the datu and the katolonan, also wore accessories made of prized materials. Slaves, on the other hand, wore simple clothing, seldom clothes. During later centuries, Tagalog nobles would wear the barong Tagalog for men and the barut saya for women. When the Philippines became independent, the barong Tagalog became popularized as the national costume of the country, as the wearers were the majority in the new capital, Manila. So, noon, before colonization, ang mga damit ng mga Tagalog people are gold-draped high society because they are in high society members like mga dato and the katulunan. They wore accessories na mamahalin. And also their slaves on the other hands wore simple clothing or seldom loin cloths. The dato wears yung mamahaling mga damit, mamahaling accessories, and the slaves wore simple clothing. They are not allowed to wear the clothes of the datos and the katolonan. But during later centuries, the Tagalogs are wear the barong Tagalog for men and the barot saya for women. And these are the images of the barong Tagalog for men and the barot saya for women. Next is the craftsmanship. The Tagalog people were also craftsmen. The Catalonan, specifically of each barangay, is tasked as the holder of arts and culture, and usually trains craftsfolks if ever no craftsfolks are living in the barangay. If the barangay has a craftsfolk, the present craftsfolk would teach their crafts to gifted students. Notable crafts made by ancient Tagalogs are boats, fans, agricultural materials, livestock instruments, spears, arrows, shields, accessories, jewelries, clothing, houses, paddles, fish gears, mortar and pestles, food utensils, musical instruments, bamboo and metalware for inscribing messages, clay wares, toys, and many others. So the Tagalog are also craftsmen. So the Catalonan are tasked na mag-hold ng arts and cultures sa each barangay. If ever walang craftsfolk sa kanilang barangay, they train the people on their barangays, especially the host will bring a craftsfolk in their barangay para magturo ng crafts sa mga gifted students or sa marunong mag-crafts. Next is the instruments of the Tagalog tribe. First, we have the kalutang. Kalutang is a pair of percussion bars which are struck against each other at specific angles to produce a pitch. These sticks are a part of an entire ensemble of kalutang, which when playing together produce melodies. The instrument is cut from the kwatingan tree, which grows in Marinduque. This specimen was made by well-known instrument maker Terso. Next, we have drum or tambol. This instrument of music consisting of a hollow cylinder, upon which a piece of volume is stretched to be beaten with a stick. Next is guitarra or guitar. The guitar is probably the most recognized instrument in the world. The guitar in the mariachi ensemble is very important because it supports the rhythmic pulse along the guitaryon and vihela mexicana. The guitar used in the Mariachi ensemble is an acoustic classical guitar with nylon strings. The guitar provides a wider range of pitch to give the ensemble a full reach all-around tonality. Next is piano. The piano, short for pianoforte, is a keyboard instrument made up of 52 white keys and 36 black keys. As well as being a solo instrument, the piano can be found playing a range of music in the symphony, orchestra, most commonly in virtuosic concertos. Next is violin. Violin, by name fiddle bowed stringed musical instrument that evolved during the Renaissance from earlier bowed instruments. The violin is probably the best known and most widely distributed musical instruments in the world. Now we will talk about the Tagalog dances under colonial influence. The dances are Alahota, Hota Rizal, Alitaptap, Kasaganaan, Hotabal, Polka, Balse, Lancero, Lulay, Polka Sanayon, Magkasuyo, Hota Gomagwenya, Malagwenya, and Potretos. First, we have Alitaptap. The place of origin is in Batangas. The meaning of dance: Alitaptap refers to an insect or firefly which flies only at night and looks like it carries a lamp. It mimics the movement of firefly. The music composed of two parts, A and B. The proper counting is 1, 2, 3 to measure up to measure 3/4. Type of formation: partners stand opposite each other about 6 feet apart. Girls at partner's right side when facing audience. Number of figures is 4. Nature of dance: courtship dance. Basic dance steps: waltz, close step. The costume of this dance is the boy wearing barong Tagalog and white pants, while the girls wears balintawak costume. Next is balse. The place of origin, Marikina, Rizal. The meaning of dance: balse means waltz. This dance was performed after the lutrina, a religious partner. The music is divided into two parts, A and B. Proper counting: 1, 2, 3 to a measure 3/4. Type of formation: partners face each other about 6 feet apart. Girls standing at the right side when facing audience. It has 4 figures. The nature of dance is religious, and the basic dance steps are waltz, 3 steps turn. The costumes are boy wearing barong Tagalog, white trousers and chinelas, while the girls wears balintawak style with tapis, soft panuelo and corcho. Next is Hotabal. The place of origin is Kamuhagwin, Gumaga, Quezon, formerly Tayabas. The meaning of dance is derived from the form the words hota and valse. Valse means waltz, a step, or a dance in 3/4 time. Music: it is composed of 6 parts, A, B, C, D, and F. Proper counting: 1, 2, 3 to a measure. The nature of dance is a lively festival dance. The basic steps is waltz. The formation: Partner stands about 6 feet apart. Girl stands at right side of partners when facing audience. Any numbers of pairs may take part of this dance. The costume: male wears barong Tagalog and black trousers, while female wears Maria Clara dress. Next is Jota Gumaqueña. During the Spanish regime, the Jota Gumaqueña dance was very popular among the well-to-do families of Gumaca, Tayabas, or now Quezon. It is a lively festival dance in Camuguehan, Gumaca, Quezon, which features stomping and elegant moves while using castanets and panderetas. It is derived from the words jota, or 2/4 time, and valse means waltz, a step, or a dance in 3/4 time. Once very popular among the prosperous families of Gumaca, a well-known local musician at the time, Senor Hermenegildo Omana, introduced this dance. It became popular with the young people and was handed down between generations. The costumes are: male wears barong Tagalog and black trousers. The female wears Maria Clara dress. Next is Jota Rizal. Jota Rizal is a version of Jota dance from Batangas. This was very popular during the time of Dr. Jose Rizal. Female dancers wear Maria Clara dress while male dancers wear barong Tagalog and black trousers. Next is Kasaganaan dance. A successful and bountiful harvest is a propitious occasion for celebration. Kasaganaan, which means prosperity, is danced at these harvest festivals. It is a common practice in many regions in the Philippines to hold a harvest festival, especially when the harvest is good, as an expression of thanksgiving. Dancing, singing, feasting on a traditional lechon, pig roasted whole, and drinking tuba, lampanog, or base are features of the celebration. Good dancers were chosen to start the dance and the kasayahan. Alay or any lively dances like the Jota Pandangos, Curachas may be performed in a short program in honor of the host, usually the merry makers of the workers and farm hands and the landlords and their families. Generous landlords oftentimes throw coins at the dancers and distribute money to the children. This generous gesture is called pasabog or sura in the Tagalog region. Girl wears the traditional Balintawak costume with tapis and panuelo or panyo around the neck, while the boy wears barong Tagalog and red, white, or any colored trousers. The music is divided into two parts A and B. The counting 1, 2, 3 to measure. The formation partners face each other about 6 feet apart. When facing audience, girl is at right side of boy. One to any number of pairs may take part in this dance. Next is Lancero. Lancero is a popular square dance found in many regions in the Philippines. This dance must have been brought here by the Americans, for some of its movements, figures, and music resemble the American square dance called lanceros. The dance described below originated in Pangasinan, Laguna. It was performed by some Laguna high school students from Pagsahan. The dance was taught to them by the old people who used to dance it during their younger days. It is much simpler than the lanceros found in the Visayan Islands and in other regions of the Philippines. The costumes are: dancers may wear any kind of Filipino costume. Music is divided into 5 parts: A, B, C, D, and E. The counting are 1, 2 to a measure. The formation, partners stand side by side. Ladies at the right side of their partners. Couples are arranged in square formation facing a common center. 4 or 8 pairs make a convenient set. Couples 1 and 2 are cabeceras or head pairs, and 3 and 4 are contados or side pairs. Next is Lulay dance. The place of origin is from San Pablo, Laguna. Means Lulay is both song and dance. Lulay comes from the word lolay, which nickname for eulogya. The music is divided in two parts, A and B. The proper counting is 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, and 3 to a measure, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 2 measure. The type of formation, partners face each other about 8 feet apart. When facing audience, girls are at the right side of partners. 5 or 6 pairs may compose a set. Pair number 1 is a leader. Number of figure 2. Nature of dance, courtship dance. The basic dance steps is steps and turn. Their costumes are girls are dresses in Balintawak style costume and boys in Barong Tagalog and white or black trousers. Next is Magkasuyo dance. The place of origin is from Quezon province. The meaning of dance, Magkasuyo is a variation of the balse, the 1, 2, 3 graceful triple method that Filipino traditional dance borrowed from Spanish waltz. The type of formation, long way post. Partners standing each other about 6 feet apart. Women stand at the partner's right side when facing the audience. It has the 4 figures. The nature of dance is courtship dance. The basic dance steps, step, close step. The costumes are, women wears balintawak, while men's wear barong Tagalog and white pants. Next is Malagueña. This lively dance was brought to the Philippines by the Spaniards from the province of the Malaga, Spain, hence its name. This was a favorite dance of the old people of the barrios of Santissimo and Santa Clara in San Pablo, Laguna during the Spanish regime. The costumes were, women wears balintawak while men wear barong Tagalog and white pants. I know. The costumes are women's lyrical Latin dance dresses, girls modern contemporary dancing costumes, high-low skirted leotard burgundy large. The music composed of 9 parts. Instruction A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. The counting is 1, 2, 3 to a measure. The formation, in sets of 2 pairs, partners stand opposite each other about 6 feet apart. They stand alternately with boys and girls on the left side and girl and boy on the other side. Next, we have polka dance. This is a very elegant dance from Tayabas and now is Quezon. The polka was one of the popular dance in the Philippines in the old days. Each locality has its own version of doing it. The music is divided into 3 parts, A, B, and C. Countings are 1 and 2 and or 1 and 2 to a measure. Formation, dancers are grouped in sets of 4 pair. Each pair stands at corner of an imaginary square facing center. Partners hold in ballroom dance position, arms extended towards center. They are numbered as pairs 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next we have polka sanayon. This ballroom polka was popular in the province of Batangas in the Spanish time. It was usually danced during town fiestas and in big social affair. The origins of this dance is from province of Batangas. The music composed of 3 parts, A, B, and C. The countings were 1 and 2 and to a measure. Formation. When performed for demonstration, dancers may be grouped into sets of 4 pairs in square formation, each couple occupying a corner or a side of an imaginary square, or they may be arranged in long waist formation. The costumes, where the girls wear the Maria Clara or Balintawak style costume, while the boy wears Barong Tagalog and black or white trousers. Last, we have Potretos. The place of origin is in Atimonan, Tayabas, or now Quezon Province. The meaning of dance, ang Potretos bigkas po tretos ay isang sayawing Maria Clara. Isa itong pampestibal na sayaw at isinasayaw ito sa pamamagitan ng salit-salit na tempo ng musikang balse at sinasaliwan ng mga kababaihang paikot-ikot at nagsisipagsayawan. The formation is partner stands opposite each other about 6 feet apart right aside. It has 4 figures. The nature of dance is courtship dance. The basic dance steps are waltz, close steps. So those are the dances under Tagalog tribes and under the colonial influence. Thank you.